26 seconds per month. That's the amount of downtime allowed for a 99.999% uptime guarantee. So if you're trying to decide which host you should work with strictly based off the uptime guarantee that they offer, you have to keep in mind exactly how much time they're talking about. 26 seconds per month is roughly 5 minutes out of an entire year. So even though the big cloud providers that offer those kind of guarantees do promise that kind of uptime guarantee, the reality is that it only takes one major issue throughout the course of a calendar year to blow so far past that guaranteed uptime that they're just well past delivering anything close to what they promised. And so you have to decide, what are you really after? Are you after actual uptime, or are you after a fuzzy feeling with a refund guarantee if they go beyond a certain threshold? For most of us, it's not about the refund, it's about the performance. So you really want somebody who's going to tell you exactly what will happen, not what will happen if everything runs perfectly and they have no single issues throughout the calendar year. And like I said, even the big cloud providers that offer those 5 nines guarantees routinely fail at actually achieving them. So if you're actually trying to decide which host to work with based off the uptime guarantee, what you're looking for is something that's a lot more consistent with reality. 99.9% to 99.99%, those are going to be a lot more realistic on a typical basis. To translate those into times, you're talking about for 99.99% uptime, something around 4 to 4.5 minutes a month worth of prospective downtime. For 99.9% uptime, that's probably a little closer to a maximum of about 44 minutes in a typical month. Now, obviously, a host isn't going to have a downtime problem every single month. If they do, you probably shouldn't be working with them. So you're not looking at having a repeat event there. The question is really, over the course of a calendar year, how bad could this get? At no point, even at 99.9% uptime, is this going to exceed 8, well, probably closer to 9 hours in a calendar year if everything went just completely AWOL throughout the entire year. 99.99%, that's a lot more realistic. So if you're looking for actual performance, that's really closer to the standard that you want to hold to, because that's about 52 minutes, 53 minutes in a typical year. So if you're looking at a host and trying to decide which one to work with based off their uptime guarantees, the basic rule of thumb is this. For 99.999%, throw that out the window. Consider that to be a lie, because it is. Basically, you need to look for either 99.9 or 99.99% uptime guarantees, because either of those are going to be something that are both more likely realistic and also truthful, regardless of who the vendor is.